You are sitting on the highway, trapped in bumper-to-bumper traffic, staring at your dashboard. You look down at your speedometer and notice something completely absurd. The dial goes all the way up to 140, 160, or even 180 miles per hour. But you are driving a standard family crossover. The legal speed limit on this highway is 65. And if you ever actually hit the top number on that dial, your engine would likely explode, your tires would shred, and you would be headed straight to a federal prison. Why do car manufacturers spend millions designing speedometers that display speeds their cars can never legally or physically achieve? It feels like a massive design flaw, or maybe a corporate scam to make you feel like a race car driver. But the true story behind that little dial involves psychological manipulation, a massive 1970s government conspiracy, and a brutal engineering reality that directly impacts how long your engine lives. This is the hidden engineering and psychology behind why your speedometer is lying to you. To understand why dashboards look the way they do today, we first have to look at what happens when a government tries to force a speedometer to be honest. In 1979, the United States was facing a massive energy crisis. In a desperate bid to get Americans to slow down and save fuel, the head of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Joan Claybrook, passed a controversial federal law. The law mandated that no speedometer in America could display a speed higher than 85 miles per hour. Even worse, the number 55 had to be highlighted in bright red to constantly remind drivers of the national speed limit. The government genuinely believed that if drivers couldn't see high numbers on the dashboard, they wouldn't feel the urge to drive fast. The result was an absolute disaster. Car enthusiasts hated it. It looked ridiculous to sit inside a high-performance sports car like a Corvette or a Porsche and see a speedometer that topped out at 85. Drivers realized their cars had plenty of power left over after the needle hit the end of the dial, so they just guessed their speed, making the roads even more dangerous. The law was so widely mocked and ineffective that the government completely repealed it just 2 years later in 1981. Once the government stepped away, car manufacturers went right back to pushing the numbers up. And they did it because of a powerful psychological trick known as the center dial bias. Human factors engineers spend thousands of hours studying how our eyes interact with a dashboard. They discovered that drivers feel the most comfortable and relaxed when the needle of the speedometer is pointing straight up, right in the dead center of the dial. If the speed limit is 65 miles per hour and your speedometer tops out at 85, your needle is going to be pinned all the way to the far right side of the gauge while you are just keeping up with traffic. Psychologically, seeing a needle pinned to the max creates subconscious stress. It makes the driver feel like they are pushing the car to its absolute limits, running out of room, and operating in a danger zone. By scaling the speedometer up to 140 or 160 miles per hour, manufacturers ensure that your daily highway cruising speed of 65 to 70 miles per hour places the needle perfectly in the top center of the dial. It gives the visual illusion of balance, safety, and control. But there is also a massive mechanical reason for this layout. Car companies build vehicles to be sold globally. A sedan sold in Ohio is the exact same sedan sold in Germany, where drivers hit the Autobahn and legally travel at 130 miles per hour or more. It is incredibly expensive to manufacture completely different dashboard clusters for different countries. So car companies create a one-size-fits-all gauge that can handle global speed variations. Furthermore, even if a standard car is electronically limited to 110 miles per hour, the engine needs to have a surplus of power. A car engine that is built to easily cruise at 70 miles per hour needs to have the mechanical capacity to go faster so that it isn't straining at its absolute limit just to maintain highway speeds. If your car can physically hit 120 miles per hour, the speedometer needs to be able to register that speed in an emergency or during a descent down a steep mountain road. So the next time you look at that 160 mile per hour marker on your dashboard, remember that it isn't an invitation to break the law. It is a carefully calculated mix of corporate cost-cutting, psychological comfort, and a lingering scar from a failed 1970s government experiment. It makes you wonder, now that modern cars are switching entirely to digital screens instead of physical dials, should we keep the old 160 mile per hour layout out of tradition? Or is it time for digital speedometers to finally start telling us the truth? Let us know what you think in the comments below.